for me. Probably what I'm doing. Every day in the studio. Every day in the studio. Every day no fully shit. In the streets with the Yeezys on. In the streets with the hoodie up.
This is Play No Games. As you can see, I don't have Cost with me. More melanin on the show, but he'll be in another show. As I told you guys before, Cost is busy, but we got the truth on here.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We got we got Mike Truth in the building today.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Let's just say, I don't like to cap.
No cap.
I'm a new listener, new artist, not new artist, new fan.
Thank you, man.
And
everyone's appreciated.
I have questions.
Yes, sir.
But before we get into that, I just want to just start off by saying thanks for coming on the show. This is as I've told everyone, this is a show for us to beat the narrative, have a solution, and have some real talk as guys.
Exactly. And thank you for having me. I truly appreciate it.
Oh, man.
100%.
All right. I'm kind of feeling a little, I should have brought, my little Chico chain.
It's all good, man.
You got the goat chain on me.
I'm almost to where it's going to be just flooded out. I'm getting there. It's
Y'all
close.
Y'all see this?
It's close.
He flexing on me.
It's close.
Hey, I just bought a house, okay?
Hey, now that's huge right there.
Just,
Congrats on that. I don't got a house yet.
Hey.
Yet.
There we go. I was about to get
Next
you.
year I'm going to have one of them things, though.
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
Well, before we get into any of the content that I am, the greatest at, the modern day hitch myself, but before we get into that, I really want for anyone else who doesn't know who you are, to know who you are, and I would just say, just starting out with your thing that you have out right now. It's not even a thing. It is Vibes. Streaming right now on all of streaming platforms.
Yes.
YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify,
Say that.
SoundCloud.
Yeah, all them
we
things.
on there.
Actually, I'm not going to lie. SoundCloud, I haven't got it on SoundCloud because SoundCloud ain't cut a check yet for none of my old music. So I'm never one to be that guy, but I've been in music. I started in 2015. So, 5 years now, almost at 6. And, man, for years I was blessing SoundCloud with the grimy music. And, man, I was like, man, how do you, but, again, I do all my stuff myself. So it was probably a lack of knowledge on my end, too. But I really didn't know. I'm like, bro, where does the money come from and all this?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I would love to do it for free, but I'm not really at that. At that level yet to where I just need to just keep on. And I started getting some sort of a fan base. I was like, bro, I need to start making something off of it. So that's where the stopping on the SoundCloud. But I still got 2 songs on SoundCloud. Those are I kept the 2 that kind of meant the most to me. So I think Came Up From Nothing. That one's my very first one I ever dropped, and it was in October of 2015, I believe, and still to this day it hasn't even touched over. I think it's sitting at 13K, and that's ridiculously a small amount for what I felt it should have been. But that was the first one.
Talk your shit.
And then I have another one that what is it? It's called Please, I believe. Is it Please or is it? Yeah, it's Please, and that one I think has probably 3,000 plays. It's a bunch of low key, But the reason I kept them is because when I do get to the Gunna stage and the Lil Baby stage, they're gonna be like, bro, these songs is on SoundCloud. Cudi was sitting right there, and I would be like,
all right.
It's a gimmick. I have a whole plan behind it. I'm gonna go right back to him when I get big, but I can't wait. It's gonna be a humbling moment.
So this is why I love the shit that I do. I have so many. I got notes, of course, but it's kind of you kind of answer some of the questions I wanted. Cause I was like, what's your first record? Because I know when I was looking back, because I was like, all right, let me make sure. Let me do my.
You're
homework.
like, bro, he came out in 2019.
I was like, let me do my homework. I'm pretty sure. Like I ran into that music video that you had with Oh Boy, and you were featuring.
Oh my God, that's TG Tyler Gordon, man.
Yeah.
Let me just put it like this before we go any further. Tyler Gordon was the first and only, I think. No, not only first, but he was the first person to put me on the stage. That video, that turned up kind of, that was my first time ever touching that. I was nervous in a mug, and it was for a music video. Like, and he was like, cause he was the one with the buzz. Like, I kid you not. Like, it was Mark Battle's show, and I remember like I was just excited. Just I was like I'm finally about to touch the stage. But I kid you not, he had like all the girls, all the fans at the front. Like, and this is Mark Battle show, but we were in the Roseland, and we're walking in the front area, and people knocking on the windows about Tyler Gordon, and I was just like, I'm sitting there like, I'm not confused, but I'm like, whoa, I'm like, what, and then I realized, I'm like, man, when you get on that stage, like you're in full control. You got to really control a crowd. It's not easy though. Let me say that it's a lot of nerve, to even do. It's not, it seems easy when if you watch a concert and see a person just get up there, but that feeling before the stage, I still even get it. And I've been on stage plenty of times, but man,
so that was your first time.
That was my very first time.
I had a totally different experience, watching that music video, because you had the whole all right, he got me for the feature look. I was like,
if you look at the video when I was rapping, I was trying not to look at the camera. I was smiling. I was spooked. I was shy in the mug. I was like, bruh. I was like, what is I was like, what's happening? It's all moving too fast. I ain't even shot my first music video.
Yeah.
But I thank him dearly. Tyler Gordon, bro, he threw me in. He was like, bro, come on. He's like, you're tight. Come on, let's just get it in, and I ain't turned back since. So whenever I get that big moment, I'm gonna definitely get in contact with him, and I'm gonna bless him. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna get a hold of him somehow, because we don't really talk too much, because he moved to I think Utah.
Yeah.
But he's still doing the music stuff, but just so he know when it comes time, I'll go ahead and bless him for real.
So would you say that he was one of the people that inspired you to do music?
No, he was just a dude that I met. I had my boy AJ that was, he was starting his video stuff, and I was starting my music stuff, and we just happened to start at the same time. And Tyler Gordon was the dude he was shooting a video for, and he hit me. He's like, "Hey, bro, this he's kind of buzzing out here a little bit." He's like, "You should come."
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie. At first, I thought he was gonna be Hollywood. I was like, "Nah," I'm good, bro. I'm not about to get clowned on. I'm not about to go look stupid in front of nobody, bro. So, but I ended up going, and he was cool, and he was like, "Show me some of your music." So I showed him some weak stuff, honestly. That well, obviously it was my first few songs, and sure enough, he was like, "Yeah," he's like, "Bro," he's like, "Let's make a song." I was like, all right, and yeah, he's a cool dude, and I ended up. I don't have it up anymore, but my very first tape, "Feeling Like a King," which is off SoundCloud, and it hasn't came back up. People have asked me to put it back up, but I just don't know yet. But I actually put Tyler on one of the songs. I was like, that was, what I could do, my way of saying thank you. I had a lot of nice promotion that happened with it, and he's gonna get that blessing. I'm not ever gonna forget about that.
I see. This is for me as just a fan. I'll give you an example. I'm gonna say this on camera. I wasn't a Roddy Ricch fan when he came out. I hated On the Box. I said the box is horrible. No, in the club, I was just like, no. I was like, this nigga's trash.
Yeah.
And then it grew on me. And then what really changed my perspective of his music was when the box was number one. I forgot, it was between Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber. They were trying to do all this capping stuff.
I didn't respect that at all.
Exactly.
By any means.
And when he was go stream their stuff, I instantly became a fan. I was like, that's that big brain stuff where I'm just like, I love
that's real. And realistically, it was to me more than him just supporting. That's really like, to be honest with, that's how niggas are. Like that's how colored, I know how people try to throw whites against blacks, but that's really how we are. Like black people are always about showing love. Now there's a few ignorants out there, but like when I seen that, I was like, bro, come on, bro, it don't get no better than that. He's sitting like, you ain't got it. Like, let's just say Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez are the two biggest pops artists of like kind of this generation. And for them to be, no disrespect if I get big and they see this in the future, for them to have been on social media like dead ass crying about Roddy Ricch having number one, a new artist, like you would think they would have been the ones been like, go stream him first, because they have been doing this since we were kids. Justin Bieber's been famous since he was 12 years old. Like what he's already had number one records when he was like 14 and 15. So to see someone like Roddy Ricch, and Roddy Ricch is 2 years younger than me. Let me just add that in there. Like Cudi, I don't know where, and that makes me regret not starting music earlier and taking it more serious, because I could have been where I wanted to be.
Talk that.
And to see like all these artists that are getting big are like 19, 20. Lil Pump was 16. Yeah. I hate that he got in, but it's whatever. Mad respect to him, all power, but
hey, we're not there yet. But yeah.
Pop Smoke, he was about to run shit. I'm not gonna lie. He wasn't the greatest to me, but I just seen the direction he was going. He was just making music nobody else was making. It's the easiest way to get in there.
We're right there.
It's like he was on beats that nobody was on. He was about to take it there. But that's funny you said how you felt about the box, because I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna just put it like this. I honestly, and I'm saying this in the most humble way, I probably think I have the best ear when it comes to music, because I listened to that album all the way through. The first night it came out, I don't ever give my opinion on shit the first time I hear it. I listened to it and I was like, in my head, I'm like, it was cool. Then the second day, I went back and I heard the box. I was like, damn, I'm not gonna count. I'm like, this making me move, kind of like, this got a little bop to it. I pulled up and worked, because I was working at the catering company, and the other dude I was working with, his name is Mike.
Okay.
And I was like, Cudi, I was like, did you hear the box? I was like, I don't know if I'm just the only one, but I was like, I really like that shit is hot. And I always say, I tell my girl this, I'm like, the best songs are the songs that grow, like they don't force you to like them, but they grow. Like, it goes from not liking it, and it just slowly progresses, and all of a sudden you're like, okay, like this is that work, like, and you really listen to like the everything. Like, I'm gonna just put it like this: for him to have created the most catchy thing in the world on a song himself, like to go back, like something that wasn't even a part of the beat, and just to be thinking in the back of your head, like, hold on, let me go, like, who thinks of that? Like, like that was when I heard that, because I was thinking the producer did. I was like, bro, that shit is hard. I didn't know Roddy Ricch went back himself. He was like, bro, the beat, like, I don't know if you heard that,
no.
Because I watch I watch interviews all day on rappers, especially the ones that are popping now, because I'm trying to figure out how they move. Man, for like when I heard he was the one, like the song was like done, but that part wasn't there, and he was like, hold on, he was like, I think something's missing, and he just went back and did that. I'm like, what in God's name made you think of making that sound? Like, really think, would you ever, make that's just crazy to me. I was like, oh, he's definitely something special. And then I was like, oh, he has dropped probably the first album for me that I can just go song one all the way down and not even skip.
Two things for you. I agree with you so much. Like, I think a song that grows on you, that's a timeless song. I think The Box will always be a timeless song. And then like what you're talking about, just like it just hit me. We're just kind of like, he was just kind of like, you just throw that stuff in there. Like sometimes in therapy, like you come with plans and things like that, and then like your client says something, and you're just kind of like, nah, do this. And,
oh my
and
gosh.
and those things when you're just kind of like, that really hit for you. It's just like great.
Another thing I forgot to add is that he freestyles. He freestyles. Dude goes in and like he doesn't one take, but he goes in and just punches in. So I'm like, one, you're not even writing. That must be a Compton thing because my little cousin from Compton, he just got flown out here to record because I'm working, helping him build and stuff like that. And I noticed, because he's from Compton or LA, same thing kind of. Our family's from both of those areas.
Yeah.
But they both lived in LA and Compton. But he got in the booth and I kid you not, like I sit there with my phone, but like I have to get in the groove so it don't sound like I'm reading. He just be there like with his arms down, like no phone, no nothing. He's like 18 too. And he just, I'm like, I'm like, what? I'm like, I was out, I'm like, bro, do you write it? And then he was like, nah, I just rap it in my head and then I just remember it. And I'm thinking, how do you remember that? That's a talent. And I don't know if everybody, I swear it might be a Compton thing because I just don't understand. Like, I could never get in the booth. I'm not going to say never, but I physically right now mentally cannot get in the booth and put my phone down and remember what I wrote. Even if I read the writing before I do it, I can't.
To me, once again, because I'm becoming more of a fan. Like, I think for me, what got me into your music, because my favorite song you have done is Vibes, and then when you're featured on Haters with Benji.
Oh, Benji, yeah, Liddy Benji.
Yeah.
Humble dude, man.
Because something just tells me where it's kind of like, I don't think this is a Kevin Durant line, but it's like hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard. Mm-hmm. And like, you just
appreciate that.
Like,
that's what I shoot for.
I feel like that hard work in you where it's kind of like, you know what, that you, like you said with your cousin, that he has that talent, but my talent is I can work harder than this person.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to propel you to the next level in things that matter. And you have the voice.
What's crazy, to comment on what you just said on the hard work beats talent. When I make a song with somebody, I kid you not, I create beef in the room. Like, I told my little cousin, I was like, nigga, your shit about to be weak.
Oh.
Period. Front line, like, because that's really like, because then that puts some fire in him, like what you mean about that? So like, even and it was a challenge with Benji, because that one I wasn't really able to do that, because I don't know if you know, but he's a gospel rapper. And he told me when I got there, which I should have kind of thought about because I forget a lot of the time. And I just forgot. I'm like, bro, he doesn't cuss in his songs. You probably didn't even realize, but if you go listen to every song he's out, there's not a cuss word in it. Not one.
Challenge accepted.
And he stands by that. And I respected him on so many levels that he came to me about it. Because, obviously he was, coming to me so he can get his platform out there, kind of. And it's the same with me. Like, the way I look at it, we're both always going to help each other, because you're obviously going to have people that don't follow me or know me, and then it's going to be the same for me. So rather a person has 100 followers or 100K, like, either way, it's still helping one another. And when he came to me and he was like, because he said it in like the most humble way, he was like, hey, can you like, and I was like, what? He's like, can you like, he's like, you mind like not cursing? And I was like, I had already had my verse done. Like, I had it with the curse words. Yeah. And so I had to go back and change it. And he was the one that was like, just say this. And I was like, all right, well, not that I don't know how to curse, but just, the way the music industry is now, it's not really what you say. It's just how you present it.
Very true.
It sucks. I tell people all the time, like, because people be writing me on Instagram, and
I felt that side.
Man, like, it's really like I really have nothing else to say, because like the music industry has shifted in a way I never thought it'd be. Because that's why I never really wanted to do music. I was like, bro, I ain't been through this. I ain't been through that. I haven't sold this. I haven't sold that. you know, and then boom. Like Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci, and I'm like, whoa. I'm like, what?
You're so stupid.
You know, I'm like, where? I'm like, where? Like, we didn't even see it coming. And it just happened. And then here goes all the old school rappers saying hip hop is dead. Not, I think Nas was the one that was like, you know, and I don't mean to use like certain artists as an example, but that's just really, those are the world examples. Like, I'm not the only one that says like this has been put on big platforms, you know.
Yeah.
And so like my advice to every artist, you know, up and coming, and still to myself, is do not overthink it. Don't get me wrong, definitely don't just be lying in your songs, I would say. But you know, every line don't gotta be from the heart, you know? Like ever. Like I tell people, you know, this is the most important thing for me on songs, which I study myself. If you can take the beat and create a melody with your words and your voice, just as catchy as the melody and the beat, but offbeat. I don't know how to really word it that makes that much sense, but let me just put it like this. Vibes. The kind of catchier part in the beat is the da-da-da-da-da-dum, boom, and it's like da-da-da-da-da-dum. And then like the way I came in, you know, I didn't really know what to write, and I just kept listening. I was like, okay. Then I was like, vibe, and I was like, okay, that's gonna be the rock. And then with the verse, it was like da-da-da-da-da-dum. That's like the, you know, the melody of the beat. And what did I say? I was like, God, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna just have to play it so I can really show people what I'm talking about.
Just don't copyright me on this.
Oh yeah, no, you all good. I just want to show, you know, people that I like what I'm talking about.
No.
Once I get, you know, once a song gets put out, I'm on to the next. You know, I'm just a on beat type person. But I'm gonna show you exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. You see that? I come out bad like a fish. Yeah.
Okay.
And then watch. Like, see what I'm talking about?
Okay. Oh, yeah.
It was in the chorus, but I took that into like consideration when I wrote my verse, and I'm like, okay, I need to come up with another melody that's catchy for people to say instead of to listen to. That's why I had to play it, you know. So that's like, you know, it's super super important. Hot by Young Thug and Gunna. Dun, 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 dun. Everything that you know when it's offbeat, but it's just as catchy. The melody is of that. People don't even be knowing the words a lot of the time. They're like, dun, 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 dun. Like it's you gotta like, if you can get that part down, you will make a hit, and that goes for any level that you're at in the music industry.
We just got a music lesson.
Period. I'm giving out free game. I'm not one of them selfish people. I want everybody to win.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because like, once again, that song grew on me. I was like, and then
that's another song I knew was. I'm not gonna lie. When I heard that, I was like, because I pay too much attention. I hate it, but like I love it at the same time. Young Thug posted his album track list. Lil Yachty commented and said number 4 is gonna blow your, like, he said it's gonna blow your head off. I said obviously it's gonna be by Weezy. Everybody know Weezy's beats are just
producers matter.
Oh, they're definitely and I hate that it's not like this, but producers are the face of the music industry.
It was me one of my boys were actually talking about this. It was like mad interesting. One second. Oh, we're doing it. It was mad interesting. It was like when Kanye, because I'm a Nas fan. When Kanye produced like Nas' album, I was like, second to last album. I was like, oh, this Kanye.
Foul.
No, I'm sorry.
Foul. I already know.
But when
but only real Kanye fans can say that. Like, you can't just be hating on him for nothing. Like,
fair enough.
I'm a huge fan of Kanye, so I feel like
my co-host is too.
Anybody that's a big fan, you know, you have say in if something's good or not. I feel like now what Kanye thinks could be different, but now his album, his gospel album, that shit was crazy.
I haven't listened.
Oh, you have to, bro. There's a song called On God. I can't believe he made a song named that. I'm not gonna lie, but that song is just that hits the heart, man. That's all I'm gonna say.
All I gotta say is when Hitmaker or it was Hit Boy was on Nas's latest album, I was like, this is fantastic.
Hit Boy is raw.
I was like, no complaints. That's why he's in the Grammy. In my opinion, that's why he's
Hall of Fame.
That's why in Grammy consideration this year.
Yeah, exactly. Hitmaker. There's producers producers are way more talented than the artists. Let me tell you, because I've tried producing, because I think I would be a great producer. The person I really look to the most, to be honest, when it comes to an inspiration for music is Travis Scott, because he does it all.
Talk that.
He records himself. He engineers himself. Like, people don't even realize, like, even though engineering is recording, like, the word recording and the word engineering are two different things. Recording is recording, and it just plays back. But the engineer really goes in and makes it sound good for the world to hear and not for just himself. And, you know, Mike Dean, he's his engineer as well, so they both do it. But Travis is very hands-on. That's how I want to be. But you also got to get down step by step. You know, I'm trying not to get ahead of myself. You know, because I want to do everything. Like, I want to engineer. The real reason to do, I'm trying to save money, bro. Music is freaking expensive. And I'm sure, like, your stuff is expensive. Like, nothing in here is cheap. Like, regardless of what it is.
$300, $50, $120, $400. Yeah.
I already know. Let me tell you, there's a reason I don't have all my stuff yet. Like, I would just put it like that. There's a reason, like that, bro. Flat out, like, I'm not on like that yet. That stuff is crazy expensive. The mic that I want, you know, just because, now the only reason why is because the mic I record at in my studio is a really expensive mic. So I don't want to go below. It's like it's like, I think it's $11,000 to $12,000 mic. Damn. Yeah, they have, it's Burn Money Studio. They have a really, really nice equipment. Very up to par, like, sound and everything. They're the ones that did Vibes, and that was actually my very first time recording with them when I did those. I have some other ones too that I did, but
so it one foremost excellent job. Like, I had some things I wanted to, like, throw at you, but I can already get a sense that, you know, Young Thug, Gunna, Kanye are the people that influence you. I guess to alter the thing I want to kick to you, when you make it, it's not, and you've been correcting yourself so much where, like, you're like, I'm going to try to do this, I'm going to do that. I like that.
Yeah.
When you make it, what type of influence do you want to have in, like, the music community and, like,
put them guns down.
Put them guns down. All right.
Like, and I'm going to be real. I'm not even talking about, you know, police brutality. I'm talking about niggas, us. You know, that's a damn shame how much we got to deal with saying RIP, and it don't even be from natural causes. Like, it's from you know, I'm not gonna lie, I don't really play about when it comes to these artists, but, you know, I can't really talk too much on it because I didn't grow up the same as them. You know, there's really artists out there that really grew up having to rob and shoot for what they got. You know, because I'm blessed to be able to say I didn't grow up, like, you know, in no crazy hood. You know, I grew up in a good neighborhood, but my whole other side, my dad's side of the family grew up in that environment. But I'm just not one to egg it on. Like, I would never get in my song and be like, yeah, I'm gonna shoot some shit up. Like, you know, like, nah, cause y'all telling that to, like, people don't even be thinking. They might be, but I don't know. Like, I'm like, bro, like my niece and nephew listen to my music. They are 4 and 5 and 7. Mm-hmm. Why would I ever in life say something like that? Facts. You know, they know, like my little niece and nephew, they know the words to my songs. Like I kid you, I'm not even playing. Mm. They rock with their uncle. You know, they support me. I truly appreciate them dearly. But that was like, that's really like all my niece and nephews, you know my music. And that was probably the thing that got to me the most. I'm like, damn. I'm like, I didn't realize I'm not just putting this, when I say I'm putting it out to the world, like it's a real thing. Like my nephew's favorite song is The Box by Roddy Ricch. Mm. And he knows that song word for it more than he knows mine. And so I'm like, just think of the stuff Roddy was saying. She sucked a nigga, so, and he knows that part. Yes. You know, so that was like a wake up. I'm like, bro.
Well, at least he learned good house etiquette. You know what?
Yeah, true. I guess he's gonna learn it at some point. But it was just really a wake up moment. I'm like, bro, this music ain't no more just going to like teenagers and above.
Yeah.
Especially with TikTok.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, it's going to the younger generation. The younger generation is making these songs popular. Old Town Road. That song was probably most played by like 5th graders and stuff, more than it was like grown adults. I don't really know too many people that were riding around, you know, too. But when they heard it, they knew it. But kids, on the other hand, kids was like, turn that joint on. That's my shit, you know. That's my joint right there, that Old Town Road. But that just kind of sets the tone. Like the music isn't just going to a certain crowd that you're trying to make music for. It's going to children. So when you go and make a song about killing somebody, and then these kids is singing it, and then they're just in rhythm of singing it, and then they start wondering, oh, what's he talking about? Oh, this is what he's talking about. Like when so you see, for instance, you get on Instagram and probably see a video of somebody getting killed, and then they start thinking that shit's tight. They're like, oh, he's really with it. Like he's hard for that. Mm-hmm. But then again, those people would never want to really face those things that person that's doing that would have to face. You know, it's just like a lot of people praise a lifestyle that they would not want to live. You know, and I'm not gonna lie, I was doing it when I was like 15, 16, 17 years old. I was like, Chief Keef was my dog, and he still is. But that don't like, you know, back in the day, like that was a joint. That was like, that drilled me. There was an introduction, and I was like, ooh, this shit is hard. Like make you want to fight somebody when that type of song comes on. But I just want to clarify that I think that type of, you know, it's fun, but that type of music just, man, I don't want to be that guy. I'm not about to be an influence. You know, if anybody gonna say something about me when I go, it's not gonna be, oh man, yeah, he had it coming. That's all he was talking about was killing people. You know, that's, you know, I just don't want to be one of those.
It reminds me of we were kind of talking about this. I don't off camera or whatever we were talking about, like because you said you listen, you know, podcasts and things like that. I don't know. I think it was when 21 was in Atlanta and he was talking about like rapping and about he's kind of like it's like a persona. It's like something that I do. He's kind of like, and because his second album or mixtape, whatever this one with Morgan Freeman on it, that one he was talking about it. I was like, that for the growth of 21 who actually lived that stuff, and like when he's saying like, keep talking about I'm from France, because he can talk that stuff because he lived that stuff, and like him growing up between those albums and dealing with, you know, Ice and all that other stuff, him having that maturity was so much as why it's like, all right, I'm so big on 21. Like
and I'm not a freaking diehard fan of the music, but I was just talking to my older brother about this the other day. I respect him as a man because of his mindset shift. Because I was listening to him when he was making that kind of music, the killer music. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then, to be honest, I'm gonna put it like this: that's almost why I stopped listening to his music, because it shied away from his beginning stage music. You know, which was kind of weird for me, because like that was like he was the 21 Savage was, I was rocking with him
Yeah.
He had a song called "Air It Out," and you already know what that means. You know, the chorus was "Pull Up and Air It Out." I was like, all right, you know, bet. and when it got away from that, I kind of just stopped listening to him.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I forever will be like, I'll cheer him on because I'll never, you know, discourage somebody for growing.
Yeah.
Instead of shrinking, you know, because he grew into, you know, a different character. Like, I don't know if you've seen the one interview where he talks about he doesn't wear chains anymore.
Yeah.
But like, that's huge. That's all. That's what I want to do is wear a chain. I'm not even gonna lie, you know. So to see someone at his level that has more than enough money, like just think about all the money he has and he saves by not having that.
It's almost kind of like, you know how, I don't know, you know, your parents, things upbringing, you know, they say like a wealthy person, you know, doesn't wear their worth, where it's kind of like, like I don't think, and by no means, like, I feel like if anyone, like, to be honest with you, I want like a bottom grill. I don't know if you know who like Guap Dad 4000 is.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Do-Rag King.
Oh. Like, I just want one bottom grill. Like, I feel like you can have one chain, where it's almost kind of like, and my thing is, my affinity is Latin women, so I want my one, like, you know, it ain't gotta be a Chico chain, but I can have, like, you know, my own chain.
I'll say that I don't think, I've never really understood that part where people just shame people for, you know, showing off their success. That's really, you know, when people, you know, that chain is like a trophy, you know, it's not really just, you know, let me throw it in your face type thing. I think it's a congratulations moment, like, you know, this is what I worked for. You know, I can buy this 10 times if I wanted to, but I only got it once, you know?
I think it's like I'll agree to disagree with that, because I'm trying to think of like someone who's mega, like, they've earned their shit. They earned the right to talk their shit, but this is kind of like just annoying. It's like, thank you. It's almost kind of like Kim Kardashian telling us, like, yes, I'm gonna do this. Like, yes, we know you're rich. Thank you.
Right.
Like, stop rubbing it in our faces. We're just kind of like, oh, coronavirus is so hard for me. No, it's not. You can go to an island. We are in a 3-bedroom. No, let me walk. You are in a 1-bedroom apartment. We can't social distance or shit like that. So
No,
I think it's how people portray themselves. Like, and it gets wild, or it's kind of like Cardi B. She can talk about if she. Yeah, I have the money to buy this, so you can't shame me for buying this. You know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's context, how it's, like we talk about, delivered.
Yeah, the craziest thing that I didn't realize until it actually happened, I will say, is I was thinking, and I was one of the people too that was like, man, bro, shut up if you got $1 million and you over here talking about the pandemic's hard for you. And then I had a second thought. I was like, damn, when I think about it, to think about all the stuff that they do every single day, like, they're celebrities, you know, they're always doing a walkthrough, they're always doing an interview, they're always doing a pop. And then for them to have to just sit in the house was probably a wake-up call for them. I'm still on the defense that it wasn't hard for them. To sit in a mansion... I can't picture that being too tough, you know?
I love your perspective, because let's even go even further with it, where it's almost kind of like, I think Ellen was talking about this is more tougher than prison, right? Like, it kind of like context matters, where it's kind of like you have acres to chill on. Where
That's
like,
disrespectful to say.
Exactly. Like, it's difficult. We want to acknowledge, like you're saying, like, this is why you're cool. We want to acknowledge that is tough for you, but you have to say it in a tasteful way.
Like, don't ever say that, because, you know, like, there is people sitting in prison for the rest of their life. Do you want to go sit there, you know, while you quarantine and really see? Prison ain't nothing like no mansion. Not that I've been there and I, you know, cross my heart, hope to die that I never have to go there.
No, prison. I thought you were talking about the mansion, but yeah, prison.
Oh, yeah, no, prison. Yeah, I wouldn't last a day. Yeah. I've always told people, I don't think I could spend 2 weeks in there. I'd go ahead and just end it all. If somebody told me I had to spend some years in prison, I'm not. I don't think I can go to jail. So, but that's also why I moved the way I do, because I'd never get myself in a position again to ever have to sit down, you know, and waste time in my life, you know.
Well, speaking upon how you move, you know, with the time we have left, I'm gonna shift our terrain because how you move. I notice a couple of things. You're part of a very special community, the faithful black male community.
Yes, sir. Always. Yep.
And
Say that.
Black men don't cheat. You know what I'm saying?
Not at all.
Yeah, not at all.
110%.
Exactly.
I just, I'm not gonna lie.
Tell us about that.
Put it like this: when I look back on having hoes stage. That shit is worthless.
Whoa.
Like, you really think, it's the whole, it's cool, the whole having sex with whoever you want, but it's just like, when you really think about it, I mean, to be honest, I'll say if you're a single millionaire and you just doing whatever you feel, you got all the money, it's probably lit, But to not be growing.
Ask Tyler Perry. He ain't got nobody.
Well, I don't know about. Yeah, Tyler Perry's his own dude. He moves his own way. I don't know. But I will say that to look back on that time period in my life, it was just a lost moment. Because that part of me was when my dad died. So I was acting a fool. I was all over the place. I wasn't even thinking about nothing I was doing, to be honest. And I'm just glad I'm at the space that I'm at now, to be able to go and come as I please when it comes to having a partner, and I don't got to look over my partner's shoulder about nothing, even though we bump heads about stuff, I done did things, they did things but the importance of it is that you can trust to grow from it.
Yeah.
Instead of beating each other up about it, it's just a different. It's just a different world. I feel like it's just nice, to not have to worry about freaking giving attention to 20 different girls. Versus that's a headache if you ask me.
sounds like
just dealing with one is a lot less stressful. It still has its stress in it. I'll say the quarantine part, when quarantine hit, that was probably the toughest thing. I don't know about for my partner, but I know for me it was, because I ain't never spent that much time around a girl consistently.
Okay.
Until I got forced to. Because I was one of the ones that freaked out instantly because of my mom, I already lost my dad, so I was like, I'm not about to put my mom at risk. I'm, working and stuff, and through the pandemic, I don't want to bring nothing back to my mom, so I was staying with my girl. And, then the pandemic happened, or not the pandemic, the quarantine part of the pandemic happened, and then we had to stay in the house. In an apartment. There's only 2 places you can go in a 1 bedroom, or 3 places. There's the kitchen, the room, and the living room. You better make the most of all of those.
How'd you make it work? How'd y'all make it work?
It was no different from us having to get used to those masks. I'll put it like that.
Ooh.
It was like, look, nigga, this is what y'all got to do now, so you're going to do it. That's really, it was, because at first I was like, day 3 or 4, I was about to go crazy. I'm like, bro, I'm not used to this, and at the same time, man, if this is something I'm investing time, into, as time is a crucial thing, the older you get, I'm like, might as well try to make it work. Because I'm not going to lie, it was real unexpected how me and my girl are, because we were really just at a bad place, a bad headspace when we first got around each other. And
come on, first time in a relationship? Okay.
Well, we weren't in a relationship at that time. We were just we just met each other, and then we went from meeting each other to just kicking it more, and then it just turned it turned into what it turned into. But we really both were in no condition to be trying to date into somebody. I'll put it like that. And I'm just proud that both of us were able to when it came down to it, we we knew what we both needed to stop playing about and cut off, and we just locked in. It was no different from a studio session to me. You know, like when it's time to lock in, it's time to lock in. And we both, were very verbal with each other. Like, look, if we gonna mess with each other, this gotta stop and this gotta stop. And that went for both of us. And when it came down to it, I was real surprised because I ain't never been no nigga to be like, I gotta stop what I'm doing. Like, I'ma always be me,
For the male, because I say this all the time, and I feel like people. I want just for the male listeners that are listening right now, and the females who try to understand us as dudes. What made you want to? She's not here; she can't speak for herself. What made you want to lock in with her? Because, like you said, hoes mad. You can have all that, but this was the one that you're like, I'm locking in for sure.
It was really, to be honest, it was probably the first time. Because you got to think, at the time that we almost stopped talking, we weren't together. And it got to a point where we were just like, I'll just put it like this. She was doing what she was doing, and I was doing what I was doing. And when I was getting caught up with what I was doing, it was like a reality check. She was straight up. She was like, look, nigga, this was right. She didn't say nigga. This right. That's just my lingo. But this was right before the new year.
Wait, she's not black, right?
Nah, she's Tongan.
There we go.
She's from the Bay Area.
So. I want you to know, I was like, I'm trying to put that thing. But anyway, that's not in there. Yes, she doesn't say that.
Yeah, Tongan's is cool, too. That's why I really ride with them. Yeah. So, but she was really just like, she's like, look, I'm not going nowhere. I'm trying to do things in life. I'm young. I'm trying to get things started. So 2020 coming up, it's not happening. Me and you ain't about to be, we can just be cool, because you're just acting up. And I swear to God, like, when that was said, and I was like, bro, this shit I'm doing ain't worth, kicking her to the side, even though I wasn't looking at her as a girlfriend. It was really just like a keep me in your life or you can keep what you're doing in your life. It was one of those things. Like, it wasn't really a choose me as your girlfriend or stop doing what you're doing. It was just like keep me in your life. And yeah, I kind of just, I'm not gonna lie, like when it was said to me, I just hung the phone up. I was like, bro, whatever. And then I really like just thought about it because I was hard-headed. Like, I've always been hard-headed. So it was just like just a moment where I was just like, damn, bro, like, do I really just want to choose some stupid shit over, somebody I could potentially like grow with and do bigger things with, because I'm at that point I was thinking about life. I wasn't really thinking about girls too much. I was thinking about ahead. Like, I do too much studying on, creation and entrepreneur stuff and owning type activity. Like, I was thinking of that too much to keep doing just foolish stuff that wasn't going to help me get there. And I seen where she was going with it because we made a pact with each other. And crazy thing is, I'm not going to say the only reason, but I'm going to say 85% of the reason why Vibes came out was because of that pact me and her made. She had to get her shit done, and I told her, I was like, if you do that, because she heard all my music, and she was like, bro, you're actually like good, like you need to take it serious. And I was like, all right. I was like, well, you stop what you're doing and get your shit started, and I'll put Vibes out. And sure enough, Vibes turned out to be the biggest song for me ever.
Wow.
Yeah. Crazy. That's how it all tied back.
Because it's actually so funny talking to one of my, homeboys about this too last night as well. As, hey, I'm the go-to person for, relationships, just like people talking about that. But it will always be a constant of people balancing when you're in a partnership, whether it's, boyfriend, girlfriend, partnership, marriage, anything like that. It's a fight to stay one, but it's also a fight to, be two individual people. And then literally the imagery that I was getting when you were talking about is literally like two people coming together, because you're right. If you don't work on your individual self, and if she doesn't work on her individual self, the whole kingdom and empire they're trying to build as a relationship will falter, because you have your half, she has her half. That's the work. And people are so afraid to do that fucking work.
And it's hard. Because I was afraid to be honest. I was like, I'm not going to lie. I've really never been the one to just be all in for a person. I'm going to go ahead and put it out there. Like,
Talk that faithful shit, black man.
I was never just always the one to just, put all my cards in one basket. I was like, I need to have options, for my life. And I was like, shit, I might as well, if she's trying to have her options with me, then maybe I should try to have options with her, because, we just kind of had similar things that went on in our life, you know. And she was probably the first person, because a lot of the people I've dealt with, ain't really been through nothing. And I hate to say it like that, but if you can't relate to a person, there ain't no relationship. That's relate. That's the first part of the word.
That's a clip.
Yeah, like, and she was dealing with something, and I was dealing with something. We were both dealing with something dramatic at the exact same time. Craziest thing ever. It was weird, because like it was like both those things just kind of stirred us away from everything that was going on, and then put us like right next to each other. It was so weird how it happened, but I'm glad it did, to be honest, because I'm a lot more focused and content with how I perform, with life, and how I move, and how strategic I am about music. Like, everybody always wonders how certain things happen with me. Like, because I don't drop a lot. Like, I dropped Vibes this year. That was it. That was the only song I dropped. Like, that's all I have to show for this year. But I had a billboard, in Los Angeles, California. That's where my dad grew up. That was huge for me. I had tons of thousands of plays on the song. 86 countries. I can't ask for nothing more. Over almost 700 playlists I touched. But man, it costs money to get into those. Don't get me wrong, but the fact is to get people to keep playing it, because those two playlists that I paid to be in got me to almost 700. I even touched the algorithm playlist, and that's the playlist that you can't pay to get into. That is Spotify's very own playlist. And if they see, tons of traffic, they'll throw it in if you're lucky. I didn't even know what it was till it happened. 'Cause I was checking playlists, and I was like, why is it this was the only playlist I can't touch on the Spotify for artists? It was the only one I can't touch and look into and see how many likes it had. Like, it was the official shit. Like, the Spotify only can look at this type activity. So that was just huge for me for this year. That was a real big moment.
Damn.
Yeah, almost 80,000 views, so plays. Like I said, I told you the numbers in my other songs. Like, and the crazy thing is, have you heard Drip Like Rain? Mm-hmm. You know who that was produced by? Mm-mm. Wheezy.
What?
From Hot by Young Thug and Gunna. That's
what?
He did me a solid. I'll tell that story, because I haven't really been able to tell that.
I was in it for the anime references, but
I kid you not, man. So
wow.
He had like 400 followers on Twitter, on his old Twitter, and I followed him on it. And I'm a go-getter when it comes to the music. I know tons of people in the music industry. I just don't got the money to get with them like that yet, but it's going to come. I'm glad I have the connections built, so when the time comes, it's going to be like that. But moral of the story, I was following him on Twitter, and I was always sending the messages. Like, I was looking like a thirsty, I don't know what. Like, I kid you not, just messages like, I fuck with you, bro. Like, keep grinding. And then on Instagram, I was always in his lives. Every single one had the notifications on.
Dang.
And this was for like 2.5 years, bro. Like, I kid you not. Like, since I was 17, I was doing it with him. Like, always in his lives, just commenting, fire emojis, keep grinding. Like, I'm telling him stuff like that a person at that level could be telling me. I'm telling him.
Yeah.
And I kid you not, like, one day I was messaging him and I was like, bro, I'm trying to work, blah, blah, blah. Let me know if there's anything I could do. And this just so happened to be at the exact time he dropped. I didn't realize that he was the one on all of like Young Thug stuff from like the Barter and stuff. I didn't know Weezy was the one doing those beats. Like, I had no clue. I just knew of Weezy. And then he dropped a song that he produced, and it was with Quavo, Shadow to God, and Lil Uzi Vert. And Lil Uzi Vert's like my top of the line. That's like my favorite artist. Okay. And I sent him a congratulations. I was like, bro, word, like, that's love, bro. Like, this is a slap. And he like just messaged me back one day. Like, I was shook. But he only responded to the work message part. And then I was like, shoot me your number, blah, 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 and I'm going to see what I can do. Not to mention, bro, I was 18 at this time. Like, damn. I think I was working at Papa Murphy's, I think. I was getting like probably $200 checks every like 2 weeks. Like, and then he told me his price. Dog, I almost fell out of my chair. Let me just tell you, and I can proofread this, because Gunna even said it, and I thought I was the only one who knew. He told me that his beats were $50,000 off tops. I was like, okay, well, you're telling somebody that has 130 followers that they need to come out at $50,000. Oh, damn. Not that I didn't think he was worth it, because his beats are amazing.
Yeah.
And sure enough, I texted him, and this is the craziest thing ever how it happened. I'll put it like this. I FaceTimed him when he gave me his number, like about a few weeks later. Of course, he didn't know who it was. I'm like, hey, bro, this is Mike, from Twitter, from blah, blah, blah. Yeah. He's like, oh, what's good, bro? He's like, what's the word? And I was like, I'm trying to work. And he goes, what's your budget? And I was like, I could probably give you like $250. Boop, boop, boop. The phone just hung up. I ain't even finished my sentence. Never heard from him. This is how it came about. My boy Mickey took my phone 2 years later. And he's like, bro, do you still like talk to Weezy? I was like, nah, not really. Not since he hung up on me. Like, I was just ashamed at that point. My boy Mickey took my phone, called him back. I didn't even think he would have the same number, because at this point he's way bigger. Yeah. Because this is after Drake and Lil Baby's Yes Indeed song at this point. 10 times bigger. Like, you probably don't even know the first song I was talking about. Like, but you know that song, that Yes Indeed song. Like, Drake's leaded his tour with that song. And Mickey called him on my phone. It was like, hey, bro, this is Mike. I got a better budget now. I'm trying to work. Like, he was playing around. And he was like, all right, bet. Mickey hung the phone up, and that was it. That was it right there. Nothing was said. And I kid you not, like 3 weeks goes by. I start getting text messages from him. I was like, who the hell is this Weezy dude? I totally forgot about the whole thing. Yeah. And it was him. He was like, yo. I kid you not, I really didn't remember what I was getting messaged by him for. And he was like, you trying to work? Like, you said you had a bigger budget. I'm like, what the hell did Mickey get me into? I'm like, what?
How did you pay for this?
I was like, what? I'm like, why are you hitting me up? Kid you not, bro. I told him the budget. I was like, most I could do is $5,000. I was like, but it ain't gonna be up front. I can't be real. I was like, nigga, you need to be real for a second, bro. Like, I just had to be bluntly honest, because I feel like that's the only way you can get your point across to those people at that high of a level. Kid you not, he didn't even make me give him $5. He cut me a deal for $1,500, and that's how I got that Drip Like Rain beat. Young Thug even has a snippet somewhere on YouTube, somebody sent it to me. It has a snippet to that exact same beat, like a song of Young Thug to that exact same beat. Like that's how I knew it was a confirmation that it was really him. Because I obviously knew because I FaceTime, but like how I know 3 years later if it's still him. But he's a real dude, bro. He definitely hit his brother, Tana, his mom, his like whole family messes with me. Like we're not like this, but like we all know each other, and like his mom swipes up on all my stuff on Instagram, like always showing love. You know, she's always supporting. His brother's always supporting me, so I have like a real nice little family tie. I'm actually, guys, praying to God I make it, but I got this is about a year ago now, not a year ago, like 7-ish months ago. He talked to me about being on his album that comes out next year. That comes out next year.
Oh shit! Exclusive information.
Yeah. Yes, sir. And I'm hoping I make it. I have the beat and everything for when it's time. He already sent me the beats to get on. It's not a guarantee. It is a what is it called when you try out? I don't know. But it's the song with his brother, so I'm almost sure I'll sneak my way on there, cause like Gunna's gonna be on there, Drake's gonna be on there.
Wait a second, I think. Wait. That's not off. It's not gonna be off. Why do I feel like I know what you're talking about? Not Drake's new album's coming out with that one, because I feel like, because I have to stay up to date with like popular culture things and things like that. But that sounds so familiar in like a fucking article. That
Drake's album?
No, not Drake's album.
Or Weezy's album.
Weezy's album.
Yeah, he's coming out with a producer album.
Yeah.
Like 110%. Juice WRLD's on it.
Okay, yeah. I think I think I've read something about that.
Yeah, you definitely have, cause
and there's a track list and everything.
No, there's not a track list.
Okay.
Now there's probably people.
They say who's going to be on the album.
Yeah, the ones I can 100% tell you, Gunna's gonna be on there. That's a fact. Thug is gonna be on there. Yak Gotti. I don't know if you know Yak Gotti. He's like
Yak Gotti or Yo Gotti.
Yak Gotti.
No.
He's a real one. He's one of the dudes that took a hit for them and sat down, and they made sure he was straight when he got out.
Okay.
Yeah, he's one that will always be taken care of by them. Tana will be on there, which is Weezy's older brother.
Okay.
Who else? Nav. Pretty much all of whoever's dealing with YSL will be on there. I think Drake might be on there. I can't guarantee that one. Drake's a pop-up type guy. Like nobody can really ever confirm too much on him. But there's going to be a huge amount of big name artists other than the ones I named. Those are just the majority of the people I can just tell you 100% who will not be on the album. But the album's going to be amazing because he's gonna go to work on those beats. I can't wait to hear him.
Well, we got maybe like 2-3 minutes. I do want to just drop a couple things on you because I know we weren't able to talk about anything mental health related, but I just want to say that your spirit like literally is mad contagious, and like not to be like very gimmicky, but it's just like it reminds me of like I shouldn't say reminds me of myself or my younger self, where I was like, I'm gonna keep doing
talk your shit.
I'm like, no, it
Be
just
real.
reminds me of my younger self. It was just like I just have like a different version of it, and it's kind of like so many people are afraid to like take that step to do something. Where like the most courageous people in this world are people who are afraid, but they still move with that fear. And even when your story you're telling me doing all that stuff, put an opportunity you had them on the phone the second time, you hit them with that real stuff. And like, even though we probably won't cover mental health or anything like that, I just want to say that's some dope stuff.
Thank you, man.
And my thing is, no matter what happens next year, no matter what, I hope you keep that same energy, because I know just from this pure conversation, I know you are going to be there. And my thing is, I hope that we can laugh about this very first interview And then when I have you on my bigger platform,
we
and when
both
I have
gonna
you,
be big.
And when I have you, when you have your third album out, I'm like, remember this fucking stuff?
No, it's gonna be what's going on, man? Like I ain't
gonna
02 hero, you know. Facts. It's gonna be like 0, man. What's up with it,
I'm
man?
like, hey,
back again.
Back again.
I like to speak things into existence.
You have to
like manifest. I'm real huge on that. You know, because
take us out. Drop the last jewel.
You really just don't know. Like, you really gotta just vision it for yourself. Actually, aside of vision, you just gotta speak it. You know, because when you speak on negativity, you know, the more you speak on it, the more it starts happening. You know, the way I've been putting it lately is the world is handling the negative part for us right now. You know. It's up to us to do the positive part. You know, people always ask me, how are you so positive? I'm like, bruh, you don't see what's going on right now? You think I'm about to be, you know, shit's going crazy right now. This is the worst, by far the worst year that everybody, I think, has seen. You know, not only that, it's a world shift.
And I don't want people to get this confused with toxic positivity. This is not, for me at least.
Yeah, not at all.
Because he's hopeful, but he's also speaking that real. Like, I have to do this. He's like, Rob, I can't shoot today because I got stuff to do. I have to do this.
Yeah,
that's not toxic positivity.
Not at all.
You're being realistic, but also so hopeful.
Yes, it's all in the head. It's a mindset. Like, I have a million things I could be negative about, but you know, I still get to wake up every day and try to make things happen. You know. I feel like that right there is a pretty big blessing. You know, there's people that can't even walk. You know, there's people that are blind, deaf. I'm not any of those. You know, neither are you. And yeah, I'm just real big on not taking life for granted because I've seen too many real ones, you know, leave the world, you know. And so, yeah, I'm just trying to, you know, take it day by day. I'm trying to live life slow. I'm not trying to live fast.
I'm trying to be like you. And let's just say this. And Mike, I feel like you're the true embodiment when I say this when I'm working with someone. When people come in, you know what you need to do to get healthy. But you have to believe what you're going to do is going to make you. So you have so much, it's just gushing belief that you're going to be where you need to be. You're going to be there. Like,
thank you, man.
You're there.
Thank you. I feel like spiritually I'm at probably the best I've ever been. I'm not going to lie though. You definitely, rub off a real positive vibe and like vibes. Say that, you know. I'm gonna just keep real, bro. When I like vibes, like people be asking what that song, I'm like, dude, it's exactly what it says. Vibes, like every type of vibe in the world. I just put it like this: you can do anything to that song. You could turn it on in a party. You could smoke to it. You can drink to it. You can get nasty to it. You can do every sort of vibe that you can think of. I truly believe you can do to that song. So that's why I'm just like, that's why I was so proud of it. Why I didn't want to take no light away from that song for this year. So I really just, because I already know next year is going to be a huge year. I'm dropping like crazy amount of few singles to jump the year off, a tape, album later in the year. Like, it's about to be a wild year. It's gonna be a stressful one, but man,
I just want to say I just want to say, number one, thank you so much for you taking time out of your day.
To you. Thank you
for having me and dropping exclusive
information. Sir. Always.
But most importantly, hey, I appreciate you sharing your passion and what you're passionate about, man. Like, that's really, really what I want people.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
See.
Question. Did you say you were a therapist outside of here? Okay. That makes a whole I knew I wasn't tripping. I was like, there's no way he can talk this well. Like you talk good, like you have a real presentable conversation, you know, like you can bring out conversation out of people. Like if I was just a quiet person, like say I wasn't the way I was and I was super quiet, like you could get me to start talking.
Yeah, I would just say this. My passion, like I thought I was gonna be a child psychologist, and then I got my heart broken by my college ex and things like that. And the movie that saved my life was Hitch. I was like, I want to be in a position and role that no one else to experience the hurt that I did. And I was like, oh, people don't respect matchmakers, so I need to, do something more prestigious. And I was like, I can be a couples counselor. And then I was like, then I can be a matchmaker on the side, which I'm doing. Stuff coming out very soon.
Yes, sir.
But it's just almost kind of like I want to help people get on the path of life where they're going, where it's kind of like, let's just say if you wanted to be the janitor and you just like, that's all I want to do. I want to make sure that you're doing that to the best of your abilities. And I feel like if people are really doing the things that they're passionate about, true to their soul, then we'll have a better world that we will live in. And like now that I'm going back and listening to all the music and things like that you put out, you're right. I was like, there's no, like I made the assumption that there was probably like gun violence and things in there. There wasn't. There was, and my thing is when you spoke, like it's like the shifts in your eyes. Like people have like a gloss like over eyes. When you said that shit, I felt that shit. And my thing is that's what's gonna set you apart from any other person.
Appreciate that, man. Thank you. Just to touch on that little part, I actually have I'm not sure if it's gonna be my lead single, but I have a single that's gonna come out. I might jump the year off with it. It's called "Trenched Up," and the very first line of it is, "I could have went to the trenches." Period. Like I easily could have took a different route, but I chose something else. And it's see, the thing is, like I make my soft-hearted music hard, like turned up, like actually, like it's crazy. Like you would never think like you can just take some stuff that like the exact same way I could have put these exact words on the Vibes beat, but this beat is crazy.
Hey, I really don't feel this old from an old nigga.
Nah, 90 years old is old to me. I tell everybody. I tell 50-year-olds 90. When you're 90, now you can go ahead and call yourself old.
Let's just say this, because I don't want to do like this big brother, little brother type of thing. From one person to another, I just want to say, literally from your skills and talent, because my show is not like, my thing is, we come with, if I don't like certain stuff, I'm not gonna lie, Cap. But I truly enjoy you. I truly enjoy your music, and most importantly, I truly enjoy your spirit. And I will say from the jump, no matter what, you have a fan. And if you need me for anything, mental health, hey, well, I can't be your therapist for your girl, but I can talk to people on the back end.
No, yeah, we would gladly come and just sit and talk, because it's always nice to get other people's perspectives, because it's not always about ours. Because what if we're thinking wrong and we can get somebody else's,
I will be working with couples like in this kind of format. Who knows? Maybe some more, because my thing is, like you said, I want to pay this back to you because you didn't have to do this. But anyway.
No, you didn't have to do it. I'm not. I tell you, like I tell everybody else, I'm not like. Everybody thinks I don't know if everybody thinks this, but because of the followers, they think I'm somewhere. I'm like, bro, I just at 23, I just got out of my mom's house a little bit over a month ago. So, I'm real humble with everything. I'm never one to think I'm too above, so I'm just always thankful about everything.
We've had a lot of truths on here, so we had to have Mike come here laying them down. And my thing is, if you haven't heard him, I would say you gotta check out Vibes.
Please do.
It's a total vibe.
Please
and then
do.
Most importantly, because I'll be the first person to say this, his spirit will transcend his music, because if you follow this dude, you will learn and like hear some dope stuff. And that's definitely some stuff I've taken from you already, from just preparing for you. And man, this has been, gosh, you missed a fucking great interview. Look at you.
Thank you, man.
This has been Play No Games.
Play no games. Play no games, baby. Mike the True. Thank you so much. Appreciate y'all.
Hey.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
No doubt.
Gotta get it though. You probably wonder if I think of you. Sorry, I'm for the bag right now. Yeah, I'm for the bag right now. Yeah, for the bag that I never had. Yeah, you probably mad right now. Yeah, I got a 2-piece now. But shit, I think they call them groupies now.